So welcome back to Career Power Hyderabad. Students, you can see on the screen, learn current affairs 10 times effectively. So this is a new 5-stage method discussion of current affairs, a unique way to learn and remember. So let's see the importance of this method. So in the very first stage, headlines with blanks. So the purpose of giving a blank in the headline itself is to create a question in the minds of the students so that they'll try to look for answer in the entire discussion. So this will enhance the grasping power and the concentration levels of the student. So in the second stage, the detailed analysis, we discuss the current affairs in detailed manner with all the related events and strategic points. So this section covers all the key areas from which a question can be asked. So the third stage is one word key points. So just reading current affairs will not help a student in remembering them. So in this stage, one word key points is the first stage of revision where we take key points and we revise them. So these key points are apparently the most probable points from which questions can be asked. The fourth stage is the second stage of revision in which we try to revise the contents in the form of examination, like in the form of MCQs. So the final stage, the fifth stage, is section wise revision where we segregate all the current affairs into different section wise MCQs and we study them. So this will help the student to compare different points in the same section and it will help in remembering the current affairs for the longer time. So let's go into the headlines today. So we'll go into the first headline today. So first headline for today, so cabinet approves so a scheme by the Ministry of Earth Sciences. So what is the scheme? So central government has launched a new initiative. So what is that initiative? So Telangana AI mission, artificial intelligence mission, they launched a new program. So what is the program? So Microsoft has named a person as their chairman. So who is that person? So a international bank has an agreement with the government of India to upgrade road networks in Tamil Nadu. So what is that international bank? So the next one is which following institute is hosting the conference of BRICS Network Universities 2021. So PM Modi, he virtually addressed the 5th edition of a meeting, a summit in Paris. So what is that summit? So which company has got recently the insurance broking license? So Defense Ministry has approved a budgetary support of some amount for innovations, mainly for IDEX program. So what is that particular amount allocated for this program? So World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought is observed on which date? So SAPRI Yearbook 2021 was published and China, India, Pakistan were expanding their nuclear arsenals. So what is this SAPRI? So the full form of SAPRI is Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, which is based in Sweden. So they will release yearbook every year and they will discuss about the nuclear capabilities of every country and how to promote peace. So we will study about all these things in our detailed analysis. So we'll go into the detailed analysis first. So cabinet approves deep ocean mission of the Ministry of Earth Sciences. So what is this deep ocean mission? So the main purpose of deep ocean mission is to explore for resources and to develop deep sea technologies for the sustainable use of ocean resources. The main aim of the deep ocean mission is to explore the deep ocean for resources and to develop deep sea technologies. So it is a 5-year mission with a total budget of 4,077 crores. So it's a 5-year mission with a budget of 4,077 crores. So the main aim of the deep sea mission is to support the blue economy initiatives of the government of India. The main aim of the deep sea mission is to support the blue economy initiatives of the government of India. So blue economy is nothing but the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, improved livelihood, jobs while preserving the health of ocean ecosystems. So blue economy is a sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, improved livelihoods and jobs while preserving the health of ocean ecosystems. So the nodal agency for this program is Ministry of Earth Sciences. So Ministry of Earth Sciences will conduct this deep ocean mission. So because of this mission, we will become one of the handful countries who already have dedicated ocean studies. So like USA, Japan, France, Russia, China, they have their own deep ocean missions. Now India will be part of this club. So the Union Minister of Earth Sciences is nothing but our Health Minister, Dr. Harshvardhan. So Dr. Harshvardhan is the Union Minister of Earth Sciences. Okay. So what are the points to remember here? So Deep Ocean Mission is launched by Ministry of Earth Sciences. So it is a 5-year mission with a budget of 4077 crores. The main objective is blue economy initiatives. So what is blue economy? It is the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, for livelihoods, for jobs, and also to preserve the healthy ocean ecosystems. Clear? And the Union Minister of Earth Sciences is Dr. Harshvardhan. So these are all the points to remember. So we will go into our next news. Central government launches Project O2 for India initiative. So you have seen in the second wave, India suffered a crisis from oxygen. So there is a lot of oxygen crisis in the second wave of India. So that is why India is preparing for further waves. So government has launched this Project O2 mission. So this Project O2 mission, the main objective of the mission is to set up the production of medical oxygen to meet potential increase of demand in the future waves of pandemic. So the main aim is to set up production of oxygen, medical oxygen, mainly it is medical oxygen. So this is the initiative by the Principal Scientific Advisor, Government of India. So it is the initiative of the Principal Scientific Advisor, Government of India. So under this project, a national consortium of oxygen is developed. So they will maintain the supplies of critical raw materials like zeolites, setting up of small oxygen plants, manufacturing compressors, oxygen concentrators and ventilators. So under this project National Consortium of Oxygen, they will maintain all the supplies of critical raw materials like zeolites. They will set up small oxygen plants. They will manufacture compressors, oxygen concentrators and ventilators. And also they will make a plan for strengthening long-term preparedness. So like long-term oxygen plants in government hospitals, government institutions. So they will have a long-term plan and a short-term plan. So what are zeolites? So zeolites are nothing but minerals that contain mainly aluminum and silicon compounds. They are mainly using in drying agents, detergents and water and air purifiers. So these zeolites are mainly used as drying agents, detergents and water and air purifiers. So what are the points to remember? The points to remember are government has launched Project O2 and this Project O2 is mainly for medical oxygen, which is the initiative of Office of Principal Scientific Advisor, Government of India. So please remember them and also remember about zeolites. Zeolites are minerals that contain aluminum and silicon. So next current affair is about Telangana government has launched the new program called RIVUP. So Telangana AIM, so Artificial Intelligence Mission, TAIM. So they launched RIVUP with the help of NASSCOM. So with the help of NASSCOM, they launched a new program called RIVUP. So this is an accelerator program. So mainly launched to empower the AI startups. So this encourages mainly the artificial intelligence related startups. And their aim is to make Telangana and especially Hyderabad a global center for artificial intelligence. So their main aim is to make Telangana and Hyderabad a global center for artificial intelligence. So the governor of Telangana is Tamilisai Sundararajan and the Telangana chief minister is KCR. So K. Chandrasekhar Rao. So what are the points to remember? So Telangana has launched a new program called RIVUP by the Telangana AIM, TAIM, Telangana Artificial Intelligence Mission with the help of NASSCOM. So to support artificial intelligence startups. So Telangana Governor Tamilisai Sundararajan, Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao. So now also we'll learn about some points about NASSCOM. So NASSCOM, National Association of Software and Service Companies, NASSCOM. So it is a non-governmental trade association and an advocacy group which mainly focuses on IT and BPO industries. Okay. So NASSCOM is a non-governmental trade association and advocacy group which focuses on IT and BPO services industries in India. So it is established in 1988 and headquarters is in New Delhi. Clear? So please also remember about NASSCOM. So next news is about, so Microsoft names its present CEO Satya Nadella as the chairman of Microsoft. So this Satya Nadella will replace John Thompson. So now Thomson will act as the lead independent director and Satya Nadella will be the new chairman of Microsoft. So Satya Nadella, he took up the job of CEO in the year 2014 and he brought lot of instrumental changes in Microsoft and lot of acquisitions like LinkedIn, Nuance Communications, Genimax. So these are the acquisitions done under his leadership. So the CEO, present CEO Satya Nadella, and Microsoft is headquartered in Washington, United States of America. So Microsoft names CEO Satya Nadella as the chairman. Clear? So points to remember: Microsoft headquarters Washington, CEO Satya Nadella, and who was the past chairman? It is John Thomson. So next is about Asian Development Bank. So Asian Development Bank has an agreement of US dollars 484 million loan with Government of India to upgrade the road network system in Tamil Nadu state. So this loan will improve the transportation connectivity and facilitate industrial development mainly in the Chennai Kanyakumari industrial corridor. So this Chennai Kanyakumari industrial corridor is a part of East Coast Economic Corridor which stretches from West Bengal to Tamil Nadu. So East Coast Economic Corridor stretches from West Bengal to Tamil Nadu and Chennai Kanyakumari Corridor is a part of this large project called the East Coast Economic Corridor. So Asian Development Bank is providing loan for Tamil Nadu state to improve their transport connectivity and also industrial development. Okay, so we'll see some points about ADB. So ADB is a regional development bank which is established in 1966 and total presently there are 68 members and 49 are mainly from the Asia Pacific region. So Asian Development Bank is established in 1966 and total there are present 68 members and 49 of them 49 are from the Asia Pacific region. So headquarters is present in Manila, Philippines. Headquarters is in Manila, Philippines. So please by heart this chart, very important for your examination. So next is about summits. So IIT Bombay, they hosted Conference of BRICS Networks Universities 2021. So IIT Bombay has hosted the BRICS Network Universities World Conference 2021. So this conference is a part of India's chairmanship of the 13th BRICS Summit in 2021. So India is the chairman of BRICS Summit in 2021. So as a part of this, IIT Bombay has hosted the Conference of BRICS Network Universities. The basic objective of this summit is to enhance educational cooperation in general and especially in the fields of research and innovation. So the main objective of this conference is to enhance the educational cooperation in general and especially in the research and innovation. Clear? So the theme of this meeting is electric mobility. The theme of this meeting is electric mobility. You know, India is moving towards renewable energies and India is moving towards electric vehicles. So that is why the theme of this year is electric mobilities, to maintain our sustainable development goals, to achieve them, and to maintain the global warming, to reduce the global warming greenhouse effects, we need to shift towards electric vehicles. So that is why the theme of this year is electric mobility. So what is this BRICS Network University? So BRICS Network University is simply the union of higher educational institutions of the 5 BRIC nations. So, okay, so very simple. So BRICS Network University is the union of higher educational institutions of the 5 BRIC member countries. So BRIC, Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. So Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. So this group, they have the BRICS Network Universities. So it is a group, it is a union of all the higher educational institutions present in all these countries: Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. So IIT Bombay is the lead institute of India for these BRICS Network Universities. So IIT Bombay from India leads the entire universities of India. Okay. So points to remember: theme of BRICS Network University is electric mobility. So who hosts the conference here? IIT Bombay, because this year the host of BRICS Summit is India itself. So IIT Bombay will host the Conference of BRICS Network Universities 2021. So next is about Viva Tech Summit in Paris. So PM Modi has virtually addressed the fifth edition of VivaTech Summit which was held in Paris. So VivaTech is one of the largest digital and startup events in Europe, which is held in Paris since 2016. So VivaTech is one of the largest digital and startup events of Europe, which is held in Paris ever since 2016. So PM Modi is the guest of honor for the year 2021, which was organized between 16 to 19 June 2021 in Paris. So PM Modi is the guest of honor. So he gave a keynote on the world to invest in India. So based on 5 pillars: talent, market, capital, ecosystem, and the culture of openness. So he is inviting the world to invest in India. So this VivaTech is jointly organized by Publicis Group, a marketing conglomerate, and Les Echos, a French media group. So VivaTech is an event conducted by Publicis Group and Les Echos. So both of them are conducting this VivaTech Summit in Paris every year. So this event brings together all the stakeholders mainly in technology, innovation, and the startup ecosystem. So this event will be a platform for all the technology, innovation, and startup ecosystem. So what are the points to remember? PM Modi has attended this meeting, VivaTech in Paris. So it is held in Paris every year since 2016. So PM Modi is a guest of honor. It is organized between 16-19 June 2021 in Paris. So he advocated the world to invest in India because of the 5 pillars of talent, market, capital, ecosystem, and culture of openness. So these are all the points to remember. So next is about Policy Buzzer. So Policy Buzzer, you have heard in news or advertisements. You will find this called policybuzzer.com. So policybuzzer.com gets insurance broking license. So policybuzzer.com gets insurance broking license, which is provided by IRDAI, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India. So who will provide these insurance policy licenses? Insurance licenses, it is Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India. So until now, Policy Bazaar is a web aggregator. So until now, Policy Bazaar is a web aggregator. So what is web aggregator? So web aggregator is an insurance intermediary or insurance company that provides information on insurance products of different companies. So if you visit this policybuzzer.com, they will compare different insurance company products. They will give information of every product of every different insurance company. So until now, Policy Bazaar is a web aggregator. That means it's an online website providing information about the insurance product. They also compare different insurance product and their prices. So today they have got license from IRDAI to start their broking license, to start broking services. Okay, clear? So they will start now, they will start selling their own products, their own insurance products. Clear? So Policy Bazaar was launched in 2008 and headquarters is in Gurgaon, Haryana. So Policy Bazaar is formed in 2008, headquarters is in Gurgaon, Haryana. So these are all the points to remember. So Policy Bazaar gets insurance broking license. Clear? So next we will learn about IRDAI, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India, is a regulatory body tasked with regulating and promoting insurance and reinsurance industries in India. So IRDAI, very important. So it is constituted by the Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of Authority Act 1999. So this was started by the Insurance Regulatory Development Authority Act 1999. So IRDAI is a regulatory body tasked with promoting and regulating insurance and reinsurance industries in India. It is a statutory body established in the year 1999 by the Insurance Regulatory Development Authority Act. So IRDAI's headquarters is in Hyderabad. So very unique, IRDAI headquarters is in Hyderabad. Earlier Delhi, they shifted to Hyderabad, and the present chairperson is Subhash Chandra Kuntia. The present chairperson is Subhash Chandra Kuntia. So please remember the chairman headquarters, very important. So next is a defense news, where Defense Ministry approves a budgetary support of 499 crores, roughly 500 crores for innovations, mainly for IDEX program. So Defense Ministry approves budgetary support of 499 crores for innovations, mainly the IDEX program. So IDEX is the Innovations for Defense Excellence, which is monitored by the Defense Innovation Organization. So IDEX is the Innovations for Defense Excellence, which is mainly monitored by the Defense Innovation Organization. So this IDEX was launched in 2018 by PM Modi, and this IDEX is funded and managed by DIO, Defense Innovation Organization. So this 499 crores are used to fund nearly 300 startups, micro, small, medium scale industries and individual innovators with a larger goal of ensuring self-reliance in the industry. So you know that the government is pushing to cut imports of military hardware and weapons and to make India the hub of defense manufacturing. So in order to make India hub of defense manufacturing, you need indigenous industries. So that is why you need to develop startups, MSME industries and individual innovators. So that is why government is funding this 500 crores for these startup companies. Okay. So we will learn something about DIO. So Defense Innovation Organization is a not-for-profit organization, and the founding members of this organization is Hall and BEL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and Bharat Electronics Limited. So these are the founding members of DIO. So DIO provides high-level policy guidance to IDEX. So DIO present chairman is Raj Kumar, IAS. So he is an IAS officer. So DIO is a not-for-profit organization and the founding members are Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and Bharat Electronics Limited. So DIO provides high-level policy guidance to IDEX and DIO chairman is Raj Kumar, IAS. So these are all the points to remember. So please remember them. And how much amount is allocated? Nearly 499 crores. So next is important is World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought, which is observed on June 17th. World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought is observed on June 17th. The aim of the day is to raise the awareness about the presence of desertification and they highlight the methods of preventing desertification. So the main aim of this day is to spread awareness about the desertification and methods to prevent desertification. And the theme of this year 2021 is Restore Land Recovery. We build back better with healthy land. Restoration, land recovery, and we build back better with healthy land is the theme of this year 2021. So World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought is June 17. So this is very important. Remember, and also remember the theme: restoration, land recovery. We build back better with healthy land. So last topic for today is SIPRA Yearbook 2021. SIPRA means Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. So they will release a yearbook every year. So according to this yearbook, so this year China, India, Pakistan were expanding their nuclear warheads, nuclear arsenal. So according to this yearbook, India possesses nearly 156 nuclear warheads in the year 2021. So by the start of year 2021, India is having 156 warheads, whereas Pakistan is having 165, more than India. So India is having 156, Pakistan is having 165 and China is having 350. So India 156, China 160, Pakistan 165, China 350 warheads. So warheads, nuclear warheads are increasing year by year. So this is a sign of threat for every country. This is a sign of aggression by every country. So the 9 nuclear armed states, they are USA, Russia, UK, France, China, India, Pakistan, Israel and North Korea. They have totally nearly 13,080 nuclear weapons. So they have in total 13,080 nuclear weapons. And only China and USA and Russia have 90% of the nuclear weapons. Nearly the USA and Russia have nearly 90% of all the nuclear weapons and extensive nuclear programs. Clear? So this is what the report SIPRA yearbook is saying. India has 156, Pakistan 165, China 350 and Russia and USA together they have 90% of the nuclear warheads. So this SAP-RA is an international institute that provides data analysis and recommendations for armed conflict, military expenditure and armed state, as well as disarmament and arms control. It's a peace research institute which advocates for peace, headquartered in Stockholm, Sweden, formed in the year 1966. So SAP-RA is formed in the year 1966, headquartered in Stockholm, Sweden. Clear? So these are all the points to remember. Remember headquarters formed in which year, how much India is possessing, how much Pakistan possessing, how much China is possessing, how much is the total nuclear warheads in the entire world, what are the 9 nuclear armed states, all these things you need to remember. So we will go into the one word key points. So we will revise all the current affairs for today. So first one word key point, Deep Ocean Mission, which is launched by the Ministry of Earth Sciences. Central government has launched a new program for oxygen called Project O2 for India. Telangana AIM Artificial Intelligence Mission has launched a new program called RIVUP. Microsoft Chairman Satya Nadella. Asian Development Bank is providing a loan for India, and the loan is for mainly upgrading road network in Tamil Nadu state. IIT Bombay hosts the conference of BRICS Network Universities 2021 because India is the host of BRICS Summit in this year 2021. So as a part of this, IIT Bombay is hosting the conference of BRICS Network Universities 2021. So PM Modi addressed in Vivatech Summit, which was virtually conducted. So Vivatech Summit happens in Paris every year since 2016. Policy Bazaar acquired insurance broking license from IRDAI, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India. So Policy Bazaar has acquired insurance broking license from IRDAI. So Defense Ministry has allocated 499 crores for innovations, mainly IDEX program. So World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought is observed on 17th June. World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought is observed on 17th June. SAP-RA Yearbook 2021. In this yearbook, China, India, Pakistan were expanding nuclear warheads. So SAP-RA Yearbook 2021 was released, and in this yearbook, China, India, Pakistan are expanding their nuclear arsenal. So these are all the points to remember. So tomorrow we will have the MCQs on the same current affairs. So today we discussed the current affairs in detail. So tomorrow we will have MCQs on these current affairs. So tomorrow come and answer all the current affairs, which is our stage 4 revision, important MCQs. So that's it for today. So if you like our content, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and for the PDF of the today's current affairs and also for tomorrow's MCQs, you need to subscribe our Telegram channel. So thank you. We'll see you in the next session.